Hey there and welcome back to Circuit the World. My name's Alice and today we're travelling again, but this one's a little bit more crazy. For the next 5 weeks, we are here, there and everywhere through Canada and America. We are traveling Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver and New York because we haven't traveled for a while. So we thought we'd do all our traveling over the last 2 years in one fell swoop. These videos are basically going to be coming out whilst I'm traveling, because that's going to be the only way to stay on top of things. Please enjoy traveling along with me through these various places. This vlog in particular is going to be covering Montreal, the Montreal Grand Prix, or Canadian Grand Prix as most people refer to it, and some touristy stuff we're going to be doing in Montreal. So this one's very Montreal focused plus travel focused. If you watch them all in series, you'll kind of do the trip with us. If you don't, you won't. This is also going to be an explanation as to why videos may be slightly different in the next month and a half, because I'm not actually at home, so a lot of the stuff you're seeing is either pre-recorded or recorded on the go. It'll make sense as we go through the months, I'm sure. Please enjoy, and we're gonna head to the, well actually the first thing we're doing is getting these things wrapped. I can't see it, there it is. It's been a while since I've traveled with a 23 kilo suitcase and it's heavy. So, a little bit of a sit rep. Things haven't quite gone our way. We were delayed by about 90 minutes coming out on our first flight. We had a layover, in which we did have 2 hours 45 minutes between when we were supposed to land the first flight and get on to the next flight. So we're in Toronto at the moment. As you can see, out the window, in the distance maybe, which way is it? That way. There's the city of Toronto in the distance. We are currently in an airport lounge in Toronto because we missed our connection flight by 5 minutes due to a very confusing process where we were taken off our flight, had to go through customs and basically left the airport and then had to go back through security for a connecting flight. Which, if anyone could explain to me why that happened or how that even works, fine, but it confused the hell out of me and us and made us miss our flight. And the next flight they can get us on to Montreal is 10:45 tomorrow morning. So we're here for the evening. Fun fact, our suitcases are now in Montreal. If the timing is, yeah, we'd have been there by now. So the suitcases are in Montreal without us because they did get on the flight. I'd be a little less angry about it if the delay we had for 90 minutes to 2 hours in Gatwick was for something that was a little bit more out of control, if you will. It just felt like it was a delay because some people were ill prepared for something they should have foreseen coming. So not in the best mood right now, but I had some nice food in the airport lounge. Really enjoying where are we? The Plaza? We were told, well, on the website it said there was going to be AC plugs at every seat. We only had one for the row, the trio we were on. And okay, we were in economy class and not anything that better, but the annoyance was we looked up whether these things had AC plugs because we had some work to do, both Dad and I had some work to do on the plane and would have upgraded if we had known that they didn't. Because we were trying to do some work on the plane. So that was annoying to find at the start. I mean, we did find one, which was something, but just not in the best moods at the moment. Very tired, now faced with a overnight stay in a terminal, which is not what I was planning for our first night here. So yeah, just to give you a little sit rep. here to show you a view of what I can see. Whether or not we get to do the Montreal bus tour now is TBC. As for today, what should have been the first 30 seconds of the vlog, just kind of a montage of travelling, has now been interrupted by 3 minutes of me talking about this. So I'll probably see you tomorrow. It'll be minutes, seconds for you, but for me it's going to be a good 12 hours, so probably still will be looking worse for wear when you next see me. Good morning. Well, morning for me. It's 4:30, 5. Well, everything's open, so it must be about 5 now. I look like a steak. God. I'm gonna sleep at the airport all night. Well, broken sleep. I've probably had a broken 6 hours, 5.5, 6 hours. It's not too bad. I'm feeling okay, but the problem is my sleeping pattern was on UK time. So I fell asleep about 9 p.m. or started falling asleep about 9 p.m. Canadian time, and then obviously just woke up. So that was about midnight UK time, and now about 10 o'clock UK time is the time it is now for us. So I'm gonna have to try and ride that out later. We've got 6 hours to go on our lovely delay. We had to come out of the lounge. That closed at 1 this morning, so we had to come out of the lounge. And now we're here, and I'm not talking very much sense. These are great. I'm gonna find a link to whatever this is and put it down in the description. It's a little memory foam travel pillow. It comes in a little log, but it's in the log, it's really stiff and it's not really great to use. Once you get it out, it's been a bloody lifesaver for today, to be honest. So just thought I'd tap in. I think we're looking to see, there's a Starbucks around somewhere, so we're looking to see if that's open. And I might try and get a bit of work done while we wait. Maybe Dad will get a bit more kip. But yeah, I just thought I'd tap in because this has been my life. Take 2. Let's try and get to Montreal this time. Finally reunited with my kids. That was extremely easy to find it, so that's a load of worry off right to the Airbnb. That's it, now I'm done. Finally, we have made it. That was an increasingly long delay. It was actually super easy to get our cases, as you saw, but we are here now, and that's probably it for today. So next time you see me, hopefully I'll look a bit fresher and a bit more awake, and we'll hopefully be going to explore a little bit of Montreal. But for now, that's probably going to be it from me today, so I'll see you in a couple of seconds. For me, it's going to be a little bit longer than that. Hi. Good morning from Montreal. We're back. I'm better refreshed now, and I have a coffee. So it's all really started quite well this morning, and the sun is shining and I'm in a dress. So it could have gone much better. Today we're off to a hop-on, hop-off bus tour around Montreal, though the hop-off side of it, that was a fire hydrant. I think I've ever seen one of those in real life before. I hope I wasn't blocking it. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the hop-off element, not so much. We're pretty much just going to sit on it and go around. And then we're going to head to the circuit because today is Friday, because our 17-hour delay lost us an entire day yesterday, which is a little bit infuriating. But we'll be taking you around Montreal. We'll be taking you to the Grand Prix circuit today. I'm now eating my hair and can't do anything about it. And hopefully this sunshine remains. We have a threat of rain. So sadly the rain jackets are in the bag. But quite frankly, I'm in quite a heavy woolen dress right now. We've only been walking for 5 minutes and I'm very hot. It's 20 odd degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So I don't really know why I had to differentiate that. But yeah, I'll tap in with you all day. Enjoy Montreal. Okay, so that was our hop on, hop off bus, well, hop on, hop off, but not hop off bus tour of Montreal. That was actually really good. I read some mixed reviews before we went on that tour about what it was going to be like. From my understanding, there were a couple of stops, which was number 3 and number 6. The map, which is on the website, was accurate as to where we went. And stops number 3 and number 6, someone got on to kind of check wristbands and take payment for people who had got on with just tickets and hadn't got their wristband yet. I've read online that you can only get on at the start point. Now, I don't know if that's not true, because that's what we did. We got on at the start point. So jury's still out on that, but I also think it's very dependent on the tour guide you get as to whether or not that's a good tour. We had a very good tour guide, so that was quite fun. And he was very informative and very funny. We learned some really interesting, cool things. Like, the tallest buildings can't go taller than the mountains here, so the tallest building's like 751 feet, I think, because the mountain's 754, so that was really cool. And some other interesting tidbits and stuff, and some really cool places. I'm actually really amused by amused is probably the wrong word, but intrigued, I guess, by the mix of architecture we have here, and the fact that you're walking along and, you know, there's just a McLaren there, so that's quite nice. Sorry, distracted by a fast car again. We're just walking along and it's all skyscrapers, and then you got like a gothic European building. Just a really cool blend of cultures, and it feels a little bit confused but also really unique in that way. Richard, I think his name was, thank you for our wonderful tour of Montreal. And right now we're trying to find the circuit, so I think we're heading for a metro. What is this madness? It's just, there's a river now. This used to be a pavement. Good morning. As you can tell, not great weather today. And one thing I did not pack for was rain or cold. It is 10 degrees Celsius right now, which I did not pack for. I'm in a weird kind of hybrid rainy joggers. I'm gonna probably end up buying a hoodie when we get to the circuit because I am cold. And my only hoodie that I brought with me is all scrunched up from the delay when I ended up staying in Nilsson to 2 hours. So not the best start, but we're on the way to the track, probably for a wet day of racing, so hopefully we'll see some cars. Rain poncho time. Yay. Whoa! Why, hello and welcome to race day. It's much sunnier and nicer than it was yesterday, that's for sure. We're about 2 hours off the... He's filming himself. We're about 2 hours off the race, I think. Just under hour and a half? Yeah, hour and 25 minutes off the race, so probably gonna head to the grandstand now and just enjoy some sunshine before some cars get in action. It's manic. There's so many people here, and there's a lot of confusion about where things should be, what things should be doing. It's quite manic in terms of organisation. A lot of people. I think what the problem is there's so many people in the tribunes down here and not really a great space to, or a great amount of space to accommodate for them outside of the grandstand, so everyone is just everywhere. I don't know if they kind of caught unawares that there's going to be so many people and haven't got enough facilities and stuff, but who knows.
Making use of the virtual safety car exchange. You're in the heat.
Come on! Come on! Oh, come on! Let's go!
Édition du Grand Prix du Canada. Thank you very much for being with us for this 57th Canadian Grand Prix.
I was hoping we'd get on here and be able to do it, but it's super exciting to be able to bring you track talk from the circuit.
Starting on the 20th of June until July 25th.
Me walking around now.
Merci encore une fois d'avoir été là. Rentrez bien.
Is this a new version of track talk? I need that to shut up so I can give a track talk. Shit. Where did where did people finish? I only know the top 3. Oh, it is wet. The grass is still wet. Okay, I have the listing. Which, to be fair, we normally need to do these anyway. So we found it. We found the start line. With a lot of people. Oh, it says something. I didn't realize it had words on it. That was fun to do on a circuit. Yeah. Really good race in the end. That was super exciting, especially the last 10 laps. Gutted Sainz didn't manage to make the pass, but what can you do? A very tight race that had everyone all on their toes at the end anyway. There's the one thing, the Canadian Grand Prix has been good fun. It's been great to be here. If you haven't been here, the Tribune 11 is a good place to sit. You get to see, as you've seen, you get to see quite a lot of the circuit. So there's a lot going on there and you get to see a lot. So good seats. I can imagine the hairpin before the World Champion chicane is also a good place to sit, good overtaking spot. But if I came back, I'd probably sit exactly where I was, because it was a good place to see some overtakes. Obviously the start of the race and everything else in between. This is probably the only part of the race I say is a little disorganized in terms of getting people in and out. I mentioned it earlier that it seems that there's a lot of places for people to sit in the tribunes and in the GA and stuff along this area, but this area we're in just seems to be not quite big enough for everybody who's coming through it. Not quite. The facilities seem a little bit lacking, but that could just be because it's been a few years and I don't know, they weren't expecting so many people or wasn't sure what the turnout was going to be. I don't know if it's the same every year. I know Silverstone definitely used to do it, and I think Monza do it on Fridays, but having roaming tickets for the first couple of days will be cool, because then you get to explore a little bit of the track, you get to see a few more angles and things rather than the same seat for the whole 3 days. Like I said, I know some circuits do it, and Silverstone definitely used to do it until race day itself. So basically if you were GA, if you had a ticket, irrelevant what it was, you could get in and get into grandstands on the Friday. If you were, oh god, I might be trying to go through a hole in the fence, this is fun. And then if you had grandstand tickets, you could get into any grandstand on the Saturday, and then Sunday race day, obviously you were in your seat, your designated seat. But it just gave you a chance to explore more of the circuit, see it from different angles, and kind of work out like, oh, next time, next year, I'll come and sit in a different place, right? just allows you to see a bit more of a circuit. I suppose this weekend I've only really seen Tribune 11, the first couple of corners. Everything else has been via the TV screens, so that would be nice if you could do a bit of roaming with your ticket, but that's not something that I believe was available with the Grand Prix tickets this weekend. But that's it. That's kind of all I've got for Montreal as well. So that kind of brings us to the end of part 1 of the vlog bonanza. It's been good. It's been better today because it's been nice and warm. Yesterday was just, we just got a bit damp. But on reflection, it was great, and we saw some kind of racing that we wouldn't see, and we saw the grid slightly mixed as well. For the Grand Prix. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've got for Montreal. Next stop, Toronto, where we're doing lots of fun things as well. So make sure to tune into that. There'll be a card on the screen somewhere, or watch through the little credits thing, and there'll be one there too. Also other good stuff as well, so keep an eye on the channel if you're interested in that good stuff. You know what to do, hit that little subscribe button, ring the bell, and you'll get notified for all the good stuff. But for now, I think that's it. We're going to try and get out of this crowd in sub half an hour, but that could be pushing it probably closer to an hour. And coming out of the track, there's only one way really out or away from the circuit, because the circuit's on an island, which is through a metro station, which is super easy to use. But obviously post-race, hell of a lot of people trying to get out, all trying to go the same way. So either one, hang out, because the track was open until 7:30 and the race finished about 5. So either one, just hang out and chill out and let the mass crowds go before you try and come out. But if you are trying to go, it was quite organized. They had a good system in place. There was a lot of people, and it was a bit crowded in times and very squished, but it was organized well, and we did get through it quite seamlessly. So it is pretty good how they've done it. Like I say, it would be great if they put on some other options to get in and off, on and off the island, but I don't actually know how easy that is. So maybe this is the only viable way really to do it. But they did a really good job of organizing things and getting people off. So yeah, that wasn't too bad, because I know I was saying earlier about things seeming a little disorganized, and I guess that kind of comes from it felt disorganized when you were in the circuit. But getting to and from and before you went through the ticket gates, like the shuttle buses that run from the metro station to the casino, which you've seen some footage of, but basically the casino was a 15-minute walk from the tribunes, where we were, Tribune 11, which is at turn 1 and 2 and 3. Because otherwise where the metro station is, where you come in, is at the hairpin at the very other end. So the walk, you can walk it, but there is a very, very, very good shuttle bus system that runs from the metro station basically to the circuit, to the casino, closer to the tribunes at the top end of the circuit. But yeah, no, once you were in the circuit, it all felt a bit higgledy-piggledy. It just felt to me that there wasn't enough facilities laid on, and that was the other thing I was going to say. God, I'm glad I remembered it, because every time I turned off the camera, I remembered there was something else I was going to say and then never had the camera back on. But I remembered it now, so we're going to say it now. Yes, so it felt like there wasn't enough facilities for the people that were there. So you spent a lot of time queuing, a lot of time standing around, also driving trucks and cars and golf carts through masses of people, while masses of people were walking around. Not the smartest idea. Happened too many times. Basically, when we came out of the Tribune, there was like a little village behind Tribune 12, but there was only really like one fan store, merch store, a few food outlets, a few bars. There wasn't a great deal there, and also the actual F1 fan village was based in the center of the track, which was nowhere near us. And because there wasn't really a lot of support races on the card, a lot of the F1 action kind of happened back to back. We were kind of arriving maybe an hour or two before the first session of the day, and then we had a couple of hours between sessions. By the time we got out of the Tribune, made it to the center, we'd gone, cool, this looks great, gotta go back, because it took so long to get anywhere around that circuit, because it's quite long and thin. So if you're at one end and you're trying to get to the other end, it's not a short distance to walk. So it would have been nice if maybe there was a proper mini fan village rather than one hub fan village. I know I had a similar issue with the fan village when we went to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix back in 2017. We were on the Marina Grandstand and the circuit was on the back of the main straight. The fan village was on the back of the main straight. So it wasn't super close for us, but there were times we managed to find a whole section of the day where we could go and see that, and it felt like you weren't tripping over yourself. I don't know, everything just felt a little more condensed. We didn't really have a lot of time to go and do much between sessions, especially because everything was stuff right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing for the fan villages in general, for all races, that they should kind of be mini fan villages and there should be stuff everywhere. I mean, it kind of felt like a mini fan village where we kept going behind Tribune 12, but it just felt like a hell of a lot of people because that kind of area was probably for Tribune 11, Tribune 12, and then probably whatever was maybe, I don't know, there wasn't really anything over there. It was a VIP stand, wasn't it? So it was basically a very small area facilitating a lot of people who were all trying to get to the same place. So it just felt a little like there wasn't enough facilities for all of the people that were there. It's basically what I'm trying to say, and I have already said that. But getting in and out of the circuit, getting to and from the circuit, from here, we're in kind of downtown Montreal where I am now. That was super easy, super simple. It was a 5-minute walk down to a metro station, 2 stops down on a metro, and then onto a shuttle bus, and then a 15-minute walk. It was a really easy, and even getting out with all the people trying to get out at the end of the race as well, it was a really easy, simple system. So they've done it well. It just felt very disorganized once you were in. It was kind of like, we'll help you get in, and then every man to himself. So I don't know, but that's it. That is the end of the Montreal leg of this mega journey. If you haven't seen, there would have been a card on the section when I added a bit of it in here. We did the Canadian Grand Prix track talk from trackside. You will already know that because that video will go live before this one. But if you haven't seen it, check the little card up there. Hopefully it's up there. If not, it's up there. I never know which way this thing's gonna go because it's front-facing camera. I'm confused easily, as you probably know at this point. But yeah, do check that out as well. It was super cool and super fun to be able to bring you track talk from the track. We got a bit tied up in a group of people at the end, so hopefully the audio is not too bad, but that was super fun. And I really enjoyed bringing track talk to you from the track and hoping to be able to do that more in the future. I really hope it's something we can do more of. But obviously I have to be at the track for that to be possible. So I can assure you for a little while we're not going to have that again. But I hope you enjoyed track talk from the track as well. And yes, next stop. This is obviously part 1 in a series of vlogs that'll be coming out in the next couple of months. I don't know how many there are going to be. I can't remember how many I've organised, but I have planned it out. When it is out, there'll be a card somewhere around the top of my head, and also in the credits in the little end cards as well. There'll be a link to the playlist for this vlog series for this next couple of months, and also to that very specific video once it's live. And also, because I'm feeling generous, once it's available, check down the description box too, because it'll be there. But that's it for now. We have a very early start tomorrow. I basically got to be awake in about 4.5 hours. Not done timing well tonight. Not had a lot of sleep. Probably going to spend a lot of tomorrow asleep, but hopefully I'll be awake enough to vlog a little bit of our journeys to the next destination. But for now, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Absolute blast, as always. If you enjoyed this video, go show that like button some Montreal love. And if you want to support the channel, go hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss the time I upload a video. Stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video. I can't shout, it's late. It's late. You're going to have to deal with a very tempered outro today. Glamorous side of life when you're too tired and you just grab the closest food possible.